Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. Some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another NXT watch party. Like I said, usually used to be me and Tyler at one point doing this, but before we get into it, if you guys are new, make sure to hit that like button and all that stuff like that. Make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure to ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss the upcoming content of the channel. With that being said, so we're gonna get really hop right into NXT to start off for February 21st, 2023. So alrighty. Shout out to the 5 people, though, that's coming into the chat, though. Welcome, everybody. What's good, Mick? Shout out to my boy, Death Start Report coming in, though. Appreciate you coming in. So now we're going to kick it off. Damn. So we got... So it looks like Trick Williams versus... What? So it looks like it's going to be basing off of last week's NXT with Ilya Dragunov returning to NXT, and so that's going to be a bit of a but yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But all right, and obviously right now we have a bit of a promo. So pretty much just Trigo's kind of just shooting the shit off, basically. Actually, let me see if I think I spelled this dude's name wrong. D-R-E. So, Trick Williams versus Ilya Dragunov. Well, you never know, my guy. Because you never know what the YouTube algorithm might actually push this out and whatnot. So obviously, Trick Williams with the cheap shot. Mm-mm-mm. And now, obviously, with a quick cover one, new. So Dragunov still with a nice side headlock. Right now, taking control. Obviously, the referee's asking for the break and stuff like that. Oh, man, what a kick to the side of the ribs. And into the corner goes Dragunov. I thought that was a solid. For me, it was a solid 9 because of that damn Braun Strowman, not Braun Strowman, but Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley match kind of brought it down one notch. I would say, John. Now, the Dragunov though with a nice side standing headlock right now to kind of keep. Mm. Honestly, to answer your question, who do I want to see coming to the main row? Honestly, the next NXT Women's Champion, if I'm going to have to be a betting man, I was definitely going to say Cora Jade at some point. I think she has what it takes to be a women's champion. Now, in terms of coming up from the main roster, I think what makes sense is Braun Breaker, but like I mentioned all the time too, that kind of worries me a little bit. Oh, nice deep hip drag by Dragunov. Now back to the nice grounded headlock. So like I said, this rivalry kind of stems back from last week. What up? What up? Oh man, what a right by Trick Williams. And now the Trick Williams mocking. And Dragunov was not taken to exception. Oh man, back elbow strike. And jumping knee strike. And now to a cover 1, 2, no. Oh man, what a kick to the back. Oof, man, sharp, multiple knife edge chops. And later tonight, unfortunately, the match, I guess, no one really would have asked for, but then again, it's a throwaway. Braun Breaker and Jinder Mahal for the NXT title, which I think that's going to be a complete squash match. I appreciate that, Coach Ed. Appreciate that. And then we got Jason Jane and Indy Hartwell later on tonight as well. Jason Jane, the last couple of weeks have kind of just strutting her shit, basically, after Toxic Attraction dissolved and stuff like that. Boy, been very physical between Dragunov and Trick Williams to kick off NXT. What's good, Daniel? The Dragunov right now. I see. Oh man, elbow strike to the back of the neck, and just obviously obviously taking out his frustration on Trick Williams. And another elbow strike to the back of the neck of Trick Williams. And Dragunov, Irish whips Williams in the corner. Oh, and a nice splash. And looks like Up to the looks like up to the second rope. Oh, and Trick Williams kicks the leg out. Now catches him with a right. And oh wow! Talk about a rough lane on the back of the neck. It was Ilya Dragunov. Yeah, I get you though. I get that, John L. I really do. And we got JD McDonough, or for those who remember from NXT UK, that is Jordan Devlin. And obviously, then and he does have it takes a little bit of few issues with Dragunov, who originally, kayfabe into a cover 1, 2, no kick out at 2 by Ilya Dragunov. So now we're into picture-to-picture commercials. But yeah, I mean, I really do. I really do get that. But yeah, that's later on though. But yeah, and then obviously, technically this show, I will be live, but I won't be around. But my buddy Tyler will be holding it down here on the Philly Sports on this end for AEW Dynamite this week, or tomorrow night, I should say, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll be live for that, but I will not be around. But like I said, Tyler's going to hold it down on my end for AEW, stuff like that, and also, and we've got some other stuff planned up as well at the same time. But right now, looks like Trick Williams is mostly in control right now over Ilya Dragunov, who, like I mentioned before, took a bit of a nasty spill, actually landed on the back of his neck on the apron, which, let's be real, the one part of the ring that does not give. And, Ilya Dragunov kind of fights back a little bit. Tyler, this is what, like, I mentioned this before, Tyler, like, he's been having a hard time getting into NXT, just in the way that the current product has been the last handful of weeks. So, because for me, I'll be just holding it down on this end, I would say. But when it comes to like the SmackDown and stuff like that and Raw, it's gonna be me, Tyler, and a couple others. But I'm gonna definitely have Mitch on this coming Friday at 8 o'clock for SmackDown. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say the fallout of the Elimination Chamber, but I would say in a way still kind of building to WrestleMania. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now in terms and stuff like that. But and then obviously the It's Really podcast for Thursday, 6 o'clock. You guys don't want to miss that as well. But yeah, it's been crazy, man. All right. So like right now, Williams right now is obviously what a stomp to the midsection by Trick Williams. Williams now throws Dragunov into the corner. Oh, back first, man. Kind of crumpled up like a piece of newspaper. Like it's not even funny. So now Williams be the first one to his feet. Right now, still kind of. You know what? I could see that. I could definitely see that. That's for sure. I can agree with that. Oh man, what a back elbow! And another knife edge chop to Trick Williams. And Trick Williams. Oh wow! Dragging off with a rough landing to the back of the neck on the bottom to the second and third rope. Jeez, I can imagine that's going to be hurting and going to be feeling that for a while. Because right now in the picture commercial, and Williams right now just continuing to punish Ilya Dragunov. We'll see. Well, I don't think there's a. First of all, I don't see Braun Breaker losing the title to Jinder because let's be real, no one I can't take Jinder seriously anymore. I think nobody can at this point because first of all, Jinder shouldn't even be in the company as it is. But that's besides the point. But right now we have Ilya Dragunov taking on Trick Williams. This also stemmed back from last week, and also JD McDonough or Jordan Devlin has issues with Dragunov at the same time. And then you got JD McDonough right now on the commentary booth with Vic Joseph and Booker T. Obviously, right now just watching on of these two competitors. So look at the NXT Universe try to rally behind Ilya. And honestly, too, and Ilya, and we've seen some more wrestlers have, oh, man, talk about having the whiplash. And Ilya tried to find out of this different headlock variation. And looks like to a wrapper. Oh, man. With a couple of tough, hard shots to the back of the neck. And dragging off with a few elbow strikes of his own. Now into the ropes. Oh, nice discus lariat. Knocks Trick Williams off his feet. And puts a little bit of force behind that. Oh, another knife edge chop. And that's like 4 that he's giving out to Trick Williams. That's 5 right there. And into the turnbuckle goes, into the ropes. And drag it up with the big boot. Oh, and Trick Williams eat multiple lefts and rights by Ilya Dragunov. Kind of now dropped him to the mat. And Williams right now, takes it enziguri to the side of the head. And that's going to at least give Dragunov enough, at least some separation, some breathing room. Exactly. You ain't wrong, John. No, you ain't wrong. And then we'll hear from Tyler Bate next after this match. Oh, another jumping knee strike. Now Dragunov to the second rope. And nice knee drop to the sternum. Oh, man, talk about the core strength. Obviously, nice counter by Trick Williams. Oh, wow. Trick Williams with the insecurity of his own kind of. Oh, man. Quick twisting neckbreaker cover. 1, 2, no. Just another near fall for Trick Williams. And it looks like it might be frustration, might be setting in for Trick Williams. So that looks like Trick Williams might be. Oh, caught by Dragunov. Oh, deadlift powerbomb to a jackknife cover. 1, 2, no. Oh, jeez. Top on a right fist to the jaw of Trick Williams from Ilya Dragunov. So now, and Williams is not having any of it. That'll be interesting, though. Tyler Bate and Seth Rollins going at it. Oh, nice German suplex by Dragunov. And, man, Dragunov still favoring than that neck. Oh. So Torpedo Mosca cover by Trick Williams. 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov picks up the win. Let me get that down to my notes. All right. There we go. Obviously, it looks like the rivalry between JD McDonough and Dragunov is not over. Obviously, now cut into like a bit of a video package between Braun Breaker and what looks like it's going to be the main event. And it seems like the last couple of weeks that the crowd's been kind of turning on Braun Breaker, I should say. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, the one of the worst. Well, it depends on where you're coming. If you're coming from my channel, though, like we'll have a couple people in here, so it depends on who you're at, who you're looking at. And now we're cutting to it looks like a locker room segment with it's like Briggs and Fallon Henley. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Obviously, this stems back from from last week on Valentine's Day, and that kind of just went through a bit. Like I said, we're wrenching everything. Now there's some I gotta say some clips from the Elimination Chamber, which I thought was a fantastic pay per view. This past Saturday night. However, like I said, if I had to give a grade for the Elimination Chamber, it's a solid 9 out of 10 for me, just because of that second match of the night was Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, which turned out to be absolute dog water. But that's here nor there. But I thought it was still, like I said, I thought it was still a great pay per view. That is true. That is true. But then again, though, we know it's just like which looks like it's going to happen. It could be Carmelo Hayes might be taking it all Braun Breaker at Stand and Deliver in Los Angeles this coming in April 1st, actually. Before and during WrestleMania season, which kind of makes more sense even if you decide if WWE thinks Braun Breaker is ready to come up, if to come to the main roster and let Carmelo Hayes actually have the time to actually develop and not say develop, but kind of have his own run as the NXT champion. That's how I would see it, but like to each their own, I guess. But then again, it just feels like some people just never really care for NXT, and at some point, you do it. You can make the argument for that. Good old Ice Honey Bun never ceases to amaze me. Absolutely. But yeah, so it's been kind of fun though. Like I said, I've been enjoying doing NXT. Now, like I said, in terms of the product though, isn't terrible by most standards. But I will say it's like not how I want to see it. But yeah, that's just the way that I looked at it. And like I said, at least it's not terrible. And that was the one thing I think a lot of wrestling fans were kind of worried. It's like, it's really, if, Vince was, and let's be real, Vince and Bruce should never touch NXT. Now, granted, I do like the talent that they have on the roster, both on the men's and the women's division, for sure. But in terms of like the tag division, especially in the women's tag division, it's not great, but you could do a little bit better. I know the only team I feel like that's credible in the women's tag division is definitely Kaden and Katana and Katana. Well, that's pretty much about it, just in terms of what you have. But that was just me. That's just me. But regardless, so right now we're on a commercial break. Right now, I thought, like I said, we're gonna have to give that match of a grade between Ilya Dragunov and Trick Williams. Like I said, could have been a lot better. I'm gonna go like a solid 7 out of 10 in terms of number grading. I think it's still a decent match for sure. Like I said, nothing really eye popping to the point where, and that's the thing too. And NXT is gonna take a bit of time to recover in terms of production wise of when Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon kind of took over. Exactly, exactly. I agree that the way that match finished at the Elimination Chamber was was ridiculous, John. No, I really do think that. Yeah, but I mean, look, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing really we can really say about that, but it's whatever, I guess. But I mean, look, regardless, minus that one mishap with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, it was still a really good pay per view, and I have to give the women a lot of credit too for laying the. I thought, even though the men's was a lot better, but the women's was pretty solid. Um, for me, I thought the women's elimination chamber was very solid, just in terms of what they had. God damn it! What's USA Network doing to me now? But now they're showing some. So earlier today with Miko Satomura, who like later to also tonight is also taking on for Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship, which I think Roxanne's going to defend it. Exactly. I thought exactly. I think Montez Ford deserves a singles run. Hmm. God damn. Give me a second, guys, because apparently USA Network's kind of been very flunky. All right, there we go. I thought Montez looked pretty good. I thought Bronson Reed looked fantastic. You know, like to the point where it took 4 men to eliminate him. And I think that's actually did really, even though people are going to have some issues with that, the way that I see it, it's like, it's going to take some time to build up Bronson Reed. Oh. All right. So now. So we're going to be hearing from another guy that I actually really enjoyed during his time with NXT UK. But now we're on to the Tyler Bate promo segment. Gotta get that nice. All right, let's see what Tyler Bate has to say. Mm.
journey thus far. Be it against Grayson Waller, or Axie, or even when I came up short against Bron Breakker at World Collide. But I guess some things are just meant to be. Some things happen for a reason, right? But I believe in the natural unfolding of things. I believe in timing. So, NXT, I bade you this. We together, us, we are about to embark on a mystical journey together. We are about to embark on a mystical journey together.
A mystical journey. Yeah, that's a good question too. Like, where the hell does Jey Uso stand? And now here comes Schism.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate your input, but I think I'll pass on drinking whatever concoction it is that you've given your mates.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We may be kindred spirits in some ways, but certainly not always.
And they had Ava Rain kind of talk.
And you're right. The journey a man takes does matter.
I'll talk about the journey and all this mystical mumbo jumbo bullshit, but regardless, this is really intriguing right now. Honestly, I think there's going to be a way that Jay's going to find a way to turn on him, and this will lead up to what I would think, hopefully, be a tag team title match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on the Usos. That's what I would definitely would see it for sure.
Just a glimpse of what life could be like with us.
Oh boy.
Maybe you would like to feel the power of our division right now. Heed our message. You are all alone. You have no one. But we are four roots.
So now all the members of the Schism right now. And looks like here comes Chase U. And to the now coming to the aid of Tyler Bate. So now we got Chase U and the Dyad now coming up. Okay. So that. Now I gotta put that up on the screen. And that gives us the Chase U taking on the Dyad. Even though like I said, I'm saying not a huge fan of Chase U, but I do like how they work, despite the fact if they do get, even though their gimmick pretty much says jobber gimmick, but if they do get decided to call up to the main roster, but I don't think that's going to happen. Alrighty, now we got that match coming up as well, and then we get right now on a commercial break. But so far though, not a bad start to NXT to kick this week off. And then you got Stand and Deliver coming up as well. Then one of the bigger pay-per-views of the year. Got it. I do miss NXT Takeover though. I will admit that. But I thought Vengeance Day was actually was a solid show for what it was. Let's just hopefully, what do you call it? That I don't know. It's you know what I mean. And but yeah, it's been not, like I said, not too much of a shabby start. I would say. But like I said, any this I really do think NXT could be a lot better than what this. But in terms of talent wise, yeah, I think they have a much better talent than the main roster for sure. Just in terms of what they have. But in terms of production, anyways, yeah, I mean, you could really make the argument. I mean, Raw and SmackDown's been kind of hit and miss depending on the weeks. I mean, I thought Raw was actually pretty okay for what it was this past Monday night, or actually last night. For SmackDown, not really eye popping to say the least. Outside of, I mean, the one good match you had was Drew McIntyre and Sheamus taking on the Viking Raiders. But outside of that, and the Sami Zayn promo segment, he really had that much to go with. SmackDown's been been very missed the last couple of weeks. Boy, because it's just been tough. I would say, but regardless, I think it's time to. I think we're not are finally already past that, I should say. But regardless, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But shout out to the three that's in here, though. Like I said, I don't know very much people really would watch NXT, but like I said, that's the reason why I'll try to do these almost each and every week, try to get you guys caught up to speed. If for those who don't watch NXT, now granted, I mean, yes, I mean, there's arguments to be made. The production value is just mid. I would say, these have been, they're still, they have to travel. I would say their shows have to travel outside of Florida. That's where my biggest nitpick is. But, all right, already, okay, so we're already underway. So now we got Chase U. Now, oh, good lord, double elbow. So covered by Duke. Oh, only a 1 count. Raw, oh boy, looking at the card though, I mean, Sami Zayn cut a promo to open up the show. Then you had Baron Corbin talking this shit, and Sami Zayn was not having none of it. Then we brought him to the brawl and stuff like that. The some that really didn't really need was a Ding Dong Hello segment. We really didn't really need that, or Dolph Ziggler or Mustafa Ali. So it wasn't bad, but it was good. It was really good this week. SmackDown, like I said, has been. I want to say dog water has been very weak the last couple of weeks. That's all. That's with that. Just in terms of the card value. Oh man! And Andre Chase now eating a couple of rights and now a boot to the face. Exactly. Like it's like people. This is why sometimes. And I love it. I love this. Keep marinating the storyline. It's been one of the best. Let's be real, in the last. Feels like for like 10, 5, 10, 15 years in terms of the value you're going to get out of it. Now, cover 1, 2, no. So now Reed now in control over Andre Chase. It looks like a Cobra Clutch variation by Jagger Reed. And now back into the corner. Now here comes Rip Fowler. Oh, and Andre Chase eats a right elbow strike to the side of the face. And Andre Chase tried to fight out of it, but eats a boot instead to kind of put everything down. Looks like almost like a tombstone pie. Oh, wow. What a shoulder breaker. Cover 1, 2, no. I don't know. Damn. So, okay. So Andre Chase, looks like now NXT Universe now get behind Chase U, but Andre Chase is more than a hand. And now we get a tag in to Jagger Reed into a ripcord elbow strike. Good lord. And now he gets a cover 1, 2, no. Kick out by Andre Chase. Now trying to make the tag to Duke Hudson. So later on tonight, we have the Gallows Boys taking on Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. And obviously, Gallows won the NXT Tag Team titles in that Fatal 4-Way match at Vengeance Day. Rightfully so, because, I mean, I think they're much of a better tag team to take serious. They're more of a credible tag team than, a team outside of the New Day, just in terms of what you got in that tag division. for me, I still can't take Pretty Deadly seriously, just from a character perspective. From a talent perspective, I think they got a good. I think they actually really work well in the ring. It's just for me, it's the characters don't sit well with me. Now Andre Chasing now ducks underneath the legs of Reed. It gets a tag to Duke Hudson, and he gives him a right and gives Rip Fowler a right. Now be a one-man wrecking crew, and nice sidewalk slam. And almost like kind of pull almost like a dusty elbow, and almost get and to the bionic elbow, and a nice senton combination. And into the corner goes Jagger Reed, takes a couple shoulder tackles. And over the head, belly-to-belly suplex, and down goes the dyad. And now, nice jawbreaker, and get now obviously tag into Andre Chase. And, nice insecurity. And now we get some Thea Hale chance now on the NXT. Super kick. Cover, 1, 2, no. So now it's just a solid 2 count. A nice tag team. So elbow straight and then to a super kick, what they show in the replay. And Rip Fowler. And out goes Andre Chase to the floor. And so does Rip Fowler. And covers, 1, 2, no. So near fall by Rip Jagger Reed. And here comes Rip Fowler with the tag. And Rip Fowler eats a right elbow strike. And man, so what a tope suicida by Jagger Reed. So right now, as we're looking at it, is a 201 handicap because Andre Chase is nowhere to be found so far in this match. So this remains to be seen. But regardless, so another decent little match. Not like it's another really eye popping. I think this week's not going to really, I would say not be too terrible. But in terms of what you wanted to put on the show, I think that might bring down the production value just a little bit for me. Like I said, I don't really nitpick as much as the next person as a wrestling fan, but that's just here nor there. But I thought Raw was, looking back what I have written down on my notes so far in terms of like the SmackDown, if you compare comparison, I thought Raw actually had a much better show in terms of what they put on there. I thought, Rhea Ripley having her interview kind of, explaining, the fact that she's a much better wrestler than Charlotte Flair. And let's be real, she ain't wrong. She is not wrong. Because this has been 3 years in the making, and I think most of us wrestling has been clamoring for Rhea to get back in the title picture. Because first of all, that was really much bullshit to screw Rhea from the NXT Women's Championship 3 years ago, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. But that's here nor there. But I mean, The Miz, he needs to get off TV. And if I'm going to have to be completely honest, him and Dolph Ziggler, they need to find new roles for Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, because The Miz I feel like doesn't have it anymore, and I don't know. It's weird. But regardless, I just feel like, it's, like I said, it's what it is. I'm not going to really make a big fuss about it. I thought Asuka and Nikki Cross actually was a really good match in terms, even though it was just a shame, though, that you know what? I never really thought of that. But I don't think that's going to happen. And the way that I see it, because I think Rhea wants to do this on her own terms. Now, as much as, but then again, though, I can definitely could see it, but realistically, I wouldn't say Dominic. I think she's definitely going to keep Dominic aside. That's for sure. But I do think it's a possibility. It's a possibility that could happen. Now looking back at it, now that I think about it, then again though, like that's because I want, but then again though, like you're gonna have. Oh, that's right. They had Charlotte as a face, but just still doesn't sit well with me. Regardless, I think they're gonna find. I think Dom is gonna find a way to one way or the other to somehow get involved and somehow screw Charlotte, as you put it. Because honestly, I think it's time to get the belt off of Charlotte, and at this point, because we know that we've had it with Ronda for so long, and just overall though, I think we just been fed up with Charlotte for being shoved down our throats for the last 7 years of the bullshit. I should say it's possible though, John. No, I really do think it's possible. Well, we are back from commercial break, right? So we have the Chase U taking on the Dyad in our first tag team match of the night. So right now, the Dyad's been kind of taking in control for most of this match while we're in commercial break. Because before we went to commercial break, it was pretty much felt like a 2-on-1 handicap match. And now, nice back body drop. And Andre Chase gets the tag, and here comes Andre Chase. Now him acting like a one-man wrecking crew. Guys, inverted atomic drop to Reed, and now Britt Fowler takes an inverted atomic drop. And Jagger Reed, eats a right hand and gets staggered into the corner. And then eats multiple right hands by Andre Chase in the corner. Like I said, look, it is true though, John. It's been hell of a 2 years. Being not just being a content creator, just doing this for the fun of it. Even though we're monetized, I just do it for the fun of it. That is true, but then again, though, I think that's because that's where my mind was going to. I think Rhea is going to beat her fair and square. But then again, though, but sometimes you may never know, especially how the Judgment Day acts. But then again, though, like I don't think Charlotte has any alliances, so that's going to be kind of out the window. And no, man, Andre Chase now getting hyped to the top, and a nice crossbody cover 1, 2. Oh no, Rip Fowler with a nice breaks the count. And then we get NXT chance among the NXT universe. Let's bro, they have to get out of the Performance Center because I think they could do better. I should say because I thought Vengeance Day was a really good pay-per-view. Just in terms of what they had. Oh man, Reed with a nice. So both Reed and Chase now exchanging right hands. And then up next we have JC Jane and Indy Hartwell. And JC Jane becoming let me get that written down here. And I don't blame you. Oh, nice slide Russian leg sweep. Now we're going to get the spell out the Chase U stomps. There we go. ASU. Chase U. And Ava Rain trying not to get, now taking the attention on the Thea Hale and Hudson. Oh, nice German suplex. And I don't think Hudson realized he got the tag in. Oh, wow. And cross chop to the throat. And a double code breaker. Cover 1, 2, 3. The Dyad picks up the win. Yeah, that's not a possibility, Chris. I do agree with that. Well, we'll see, because that's the next match coming up next here on NXT. Let me get that written down in my notes. Oh, now we're getting some tension within Chase U. Oh, wow. So basically, Duke Hudson, is this a university or a charity? Okay. So now it's showing a little bit of backstage stuff between Robert Stone and Von Wider. For those who kind of remember how I feel about it. Honestly, though, that's a very good question. I never opened. No one's really ever asked me that question before. Would maybe start doing it because it's like, because I didn't really think of an actual hobby to do that, to do YouTube and whatnot. Because it's funny because I really never considered it. Doing YouTube is like, let's just see how it plays out. And 2 years later, I took the audio form of this podcast, not just from the doing like play-by-plays and stuff like that, and just transferred to YouTube. And it's been the reach is a lot better than doing audio versions. And plus, it's better to interact with a lot of people too, while doing a lot of live streams. So that's the way that I see it. So now it looks like we get the dawn of NXT and Stacks.
What the hell was that? You're playing right into their hands. Shut up!
Oof, boy. Now this is interesting from last week. When Charlie Dempsey, we're coming to a segment with Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey.
Hank Walker is not my friend. He's just some guy that came to me asking for help. Look, Hank Walker is the kind of guy who says you want to. But just because you say you want something doesn't mean you're gonna get it. I came to NXT not to hand out participation trophies, but to find the best of the best, and that is just not Hank Walker. And it's because he's a nice guy. To be successful here, you can't be afraid to rip limbs from limbs.
And you ain't wrong.
To step on people's throats to get what you want, or tear their ligaments until you feel them snap. And that doesn't describe Hank Walker, but you know who that does describe? That's Charlie Dempsey.
And Charlie Dempsey, for those who don't know, that is William Regal's son. And now we're getting to the next match on the card. Is JC Jane. Honestly, kind of disrupting her stuff, basically, in a way. Since splitting away from Toxic Attraction. And which is funny, because me and Tasha talked about this, too. We didn't really think that Toxic Attraction would... We never really thought of the idea of splitting up Toxic Attraction, but then again, the way that also I see this also playing out is because knowing that Gigi, I can see her cost somehow screwing and somehow going to obviously hypothetically get involved in this match. But the way that I see it is also at this point, Gigi, for most of her career, from what I've seen from some of the matches that I've seen from her wrestle, mostly been known as a single star. I think that's where. I don't know whose idea it was, regardless, but I think this is going to do well for Gigi for sure. Now JC, I don't know for sure. Cora Jade, though, I will say, I like how she works. Now, the only thing me had nitpicked was the quick heel turn in a way that we're not expecting that kind of heel turn. We used to. Wait, do you? We still do our It's Running podcast every Thursday at 6 o'clock, and then we'll be live again for Friday Night SmackDown with Mitch, and then we'll be back at it again from. Actually, no, I'll be live for I won't be there for Raw this week for this upcoming week because I will be doing the Miami Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. So and then plus also getting ready for MLB baseball as well. So that's going to be coming back as well. Some MLB content as well at the same time. And definitely going to be working and hopefully try to get Ghoulie around as well, which, we've been, me and Tyler are going to have him on back on the, or have him on the show since it's been kind of been a while since we worked together. What's good, RQ? Oh fuck! But I'm excited though. I mean, the way that this season's kind of turned out, or what's coming to be turning out. But so far though, the Diet picked up the win on some shenanigans, I should say, from Ava Rain. Now the thing is too, like, in terms of the promo work, I like her promo work from Ava Rain. Now the biggest thing that I'm going to say really have seen people talk about, but should be a topic of discussion, like, when are we going to see her wrestle in the ring? That's the big, for me, that's always, for me, I would say, be the biggest topic of concern. Exactly, have a good solid ball. But even in terms of MLB, and it's funny, the fact that they still, I've seen a poll or a thing from the MLB. They say, oh, like, first of all, like, may have us finish third again. First of all, what the fuck does the Braves have done, this all season, outside of losing Dansby Swanson, Kenley Jansen, just lose a lot of guys. I mean, except for trading for Sean Murphy, they got rid of William Contreras, most of their key pieces. But I've got to be completely honest. I think the Braves were a third place team this year. Just, in my projection. And I saw that. Then they go. Actually, I think the Texas Rangers are a third place team. I think at best, because I think you guys are a lot better. I think much. Honestly, yeah, third makes a lot more sense because you still got the Astros running that division. You still have the Seattle Mariners, who I think is a much better ball club than the Texas Rangers. Really hate to say that, but in terms of the pitch rotation, you got two at the top in that division. But I will say you are definitely have a better rotation for sure than the Angels, and then. Who else is part of that damn? No, it's 30. Sixth division. Yeah. Whatever. But you get it what I'm saying. But, no, great. Now, so we got the IndyCar series starting back up on March 5th. For those who are like huge motorsport fans. And obviously, now looks like a bit of a video package for Sol Ruka, who been very high on. Seeing some of her matches. Because it's like she's got a lot of Kofi Kingston, like her, just like she's got so much good athleticism. I think Kofi Kingston will be very proud. It's just oh man. But yeah. And also probably has a pretty cool finishing move called the Soul Snatcher. And she's another one I can see later down the road could be an NXT Women's Champion for sure. But now here comes Indy Hartwell. Honestly, hasn't really been the same. Honestly, it would have been nice to actually relive that old storyline with her, with Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis. I actually really enjoyed that for what it was. Oh yeah, absolutely. With football season being over, it is time for baseball season. It is for sure. I'm not surprised. I'm not doing any college baseball this year because I really don't. Hey, really not into the mind of it. And obviously, JC Jane giving Indy Hartwell the thumbs down. So now we are underway. So JC Jane taking on Indy Hartwell. JC Jane, last couple of weeks, kind of just try to, doing her thing. So now some nice joint manipulation by Indy Hartwell. Oh, man. Knee strike to the midsection. And a nice knife edge chop to an elbow strike. And JC Jane eats a right and a knife edge chop from Indy Hartwell. And Jane into the corner. And to the other corner goes JC Jane. And a nice short arm clothesline. Two of them, actually. Oh, nice neck breaker by JC Jane to get that bit of separation, but also build up speed. Nice running senton. And another running senton to a cover. 1, 2, no. And then later on tonight, you have another match between Tony D'Angelo and Von Wagner. And then we also have the NXT title on the line, which originally I thought, you know, I had people tell me some mixed reactions from what people have been telling me, especially out of Jeff and JC Jane right now. I say right now, just taking control of this match. You think football? I would say. I mean, look, for what it was, I thought it was actually a really good season, regardless. Now, could have been a lot better than what teams give us, absolutely, for sure. But I mean, look, I mean, there's really nothing you can do it to change it. But yeah, I do agree. I agree for 100%. And now into like a sit-out headlock. And obviously, JC Jane tells the crowd to shut up. Honestly, as I... So now we're looking to get some of the crowd kind of split and get some Gigi Dolan chants. And obviously now to like a sleeper hold, now goes JC Jane on Indy Hartwell. Because obviously Indy Hartwell does have the size and the strength advantage over JC Jane. So obviously most of the NXT crowd is get behind Indy Hartwell. And man, JC Jane is not letting go of that sleeper hold and try to avoid not to be in a chokehold. And now a nice sleeper transition by JC Jane and Indy Hartwell. Oh man, try to use the turnbuckle. A nice separate, try to get that separation. Because who knows? Oh man, talk about eating a right hand. And there's another one for Indy. And Indy Hartwell, man, nice and nice spine buster into a cover. 1, 2, no. Oh man. Hey, what's good, Rafi? What's good, my guy? Appreciate you coming by. And now we had an interesting, funny chat. It's just like, you know, we had some she's impressive by one half of the crowd. Oh wow, into the steel ring post. Oh, Jason and JC Jane with a cannonball into the corner, and that just kind of just took. I would say took everything out of Indy Hartwell, but just laid her ass out. And Jane just now put the boots to good use. And he had the referee tell JC to listen to the rules, and JC is not having any of that bullshit. And talking about son and running boots. Jeez, what a strike to the face! Kind of exactly, almost like the exact same kind of boot strike that, unfortunately, that Gigi took. Let's be real, and for those who have not followed Gigi on social media, especially after what she showed, that let's be real, one of the best, a horrible stiff shot for JCJ. And here's Gigi Dolan. And Chris, you are right. Gigi Dolan has beat the living daylights out of JC Jane. And the crowd. And we get Gigi chance among the NXT universe and into the barricade. And just JC's getting her ass whooped by Gigi Dolan. And almost. So Karma's a bitch, and now this is going to be interesting. So now they're cutting to another video. I see, like backstage. I don't say backstage, but from what happened earlier today with Maru or Sakamura and Roxanne Perez. So yeah, okay. So I guess Indy Hartwell wins by disqualification. So I guess okay. Obviously.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So much. I get to pray because to win, it comes from here, not here. See you in 2 weeks.
Okay. So was looking like. So next we got Gallus. And then whoever the fuck that was behind them, but regardless. But out of that though, man. Okay, so whoever predicted JCG or G's going to get involved, someone hit that money right on the head. Then again, though, and that also makes more logical sense that the storyline, the rivalry is not even finished. Let's be real, because I want to see these two women beat the living hell out of each other. So we're gonna hopefully see how that transpires. Hopefully, going into the next week, which, like I said, it's gonna be like NXT. I don't like do this every single week. But I'll do like weeks that I do not have work every single Tuesday. So like either because the next NXT stream that I'm doing is on March 7th. So I'll be back at it again on March 7th, which is not this week, but the following Tuesday to start to kick off the month of March. And like I said, I mean, also have a lot more other stuff coming up as well, not just in terms of wrestling content, but get back into the swing of things, especially with MLB season right now coming up crazily at the same time with opening day coming up on March 30th. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So Gallus will make their arrival after the commercial break. But so far, though, for those who are coming in, welcome everybody to NXT. If you guys are new, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, check out in the description down below if you guys want to become the part of the membership program. You get that. The link is in the description as well. And also, you can check out this merch. It's down below as well. And we're also partnered with Fanatics as well at the same time. Well, we get a chance at the same time. But NXT, not off to a not say bad start, but I would say it's been pretty good in terms of what so far as some of the matches. I mean, Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov. I mean, for what it wasn't terrible, but it could have been a lot better than what they were giving us. That's my biggest nitpick, but regardless. Then we had Tyler Bate cutting a promo, and then Schism. For some reason, there's Schism's now kind of getting their nose or sticking their nose in, I think, in Tyler Bates' business, which for me doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to go with it, I would say. But that's here nor there. Oh yeah, then that also led up to Chase U and the Dyad. Before that, Chase U almost came out to the aid of Tyler Bate. It was pretty much 4-on-1 at that point. But now that, like I said, that led up to that tag team match where, for some reason, though, like I mentioned, that we might be seeing Duke Hudson splitting. Could be an interesting way of splitting Duke Hudson away from Chase U, which they've been very heavily teasing that in the last handful of weeks. But because, there's been tension between the two with Duke Hudson and Andre Chase. And Theo's been in terms of the storyline wise that she's been working, like pretty much she's been portraying, like mentally that stuff's not right. But I thought it's actually been pretty good so far. Just what up at NXT, like I said, no one really, hasn't really doesn't live up to what it once was to the Black and Gold brand. Now, it would have been nice to actually see this kind of talent on the original Black and Gold brand, but I think NXT would be a lot different than what how if somehow Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon did not lay their grubby little paws on NXT. That's here nor there. And then that leads us to our next match. Exactly, Black and Gold, man, has it's not just like I say, it doesn't hit the same as it used to be. But now we cut back to a backstage segment with Zoe Stark and Mackenzie Mitchell.
She could go there, stay there, and never come back for all I care. I beat her, and now I am done with her. But I have a question for you, Mackenzie. Why in the hell does Meiko Satomura get a title match?
And that is going to drop a bit of issues with Meiko Satomura in the next couple of weeks against Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. And Zoe Stark's another one I can see winning. Another one could be lined up for NXT Women's not tag team. Why don't I think of that? But the women's title match.
And then on top of that, all of the women in the locker room are kissing her ass to earn her respect. There is a reason why that some of the best minds in this business respect what I do. I can tell you this: if Meiko steps into the ring with me,
it's Scoops. That's the one thing that worries me a little bit. Because that's what worries me sometimes. It's like, what's the main roster going to do? Like, that what worries me. Knowing that Triple H is part of the main roster, and for what worries me is just like, knowing that we don't want to have a bit of a mishap, and just it's going to really screw everything up. But now we got Gallus now kicking off the next tag or a tag team match. Oh, that's right. And Malik Blade. And that's our. All right, get that up on the screen. And don't fuck with the tough Irishman. Yeah, what could have been, but there's been almost even been reports where people were thinking about like turning him into a manager, and Adam Cole was not having any of it. And I think that's the reason why he left. And right now it's been pretty interesting so far at AEW, but now looks like now we'll get underway. And Coffee, oh man, with like try to get the shove, and now another lockup, nice standing side headlock. Oh wow, nice athleticism. Oh, and Coffee ignores the drop kick. Oh, nice back body drop. And now here comes Wolfgang. From his ICW days, man. Yeah, absolutely. He was not just him. Andrade for a period of time. I know he was the top guy as well in the Black and Gold brand for a big. The Black and Gold brand had a lot of different top guys for the longest time. Aleister Black for a certain amount of time. Same with Andrade, Adam Cole. I mean, the list can go on and on. Drew McIntyre, for crying out loud, actually killed it. NXT. But the next match we had coming up after this tag team match is Tony D'Angelo taking on Von Wagner. I could care less for Von Wagner because I just do not see anything with Von Wagner. Samoa Joe, yeah, for that, like what, and I think NXT at the time was at its best at one point. Yeah, but unfortunately that just never really panned out. And just Coffee, man, just these Gallows boys, man. Talk about it. So someone of Irish descent. You look just makes me happy a little bit. Oh man, nice shoulder. Almost like a shoulder tackle. No, what the hell is? And apparently we have and oh man, here comes a Nafe. Oh, nice takedown and a nice jump, leaping clothesline. Oh, good, and Vulcan eats a drop kick. Yeah, there was a little bit of a botch there. And now Inoue right now kind of taking his time. And off the top, almost a nice elbow drop. Cover 1, 2, no. Yeah, I mean, that's a no kick when people see it. So cover 1, 2, no. And Coffee right now, kind of now, temper. Oh, and Wolfgang. Oh man, with a clothesline. And Malik Blade toss it. Oh, and obviously Wolfgang. Oh man. Yeah, Tommaso. I think he was a very underrated top guy at one point, and I think people tend to forget he was. This is not the first time he's been in WWE. I think a lot of people tend to forget he was. If you look back at, I think what in 2004, I think in 2005, and on SmackDown. But yeah, when he was who, I think he was like a lawyer character at one point. So Gallows picks up the easy win. Like, I mean, that's kind of not surprising. Dude. Yeah, that is true. You ain't wrong, Scoobs. You ain't wrong. What? So obviously, Pretty Deadly sends out a cake for the Gallows Boys. Well, I'd have a feeling this is not going to end. Turned out really well between. There. That's what I. A nice big boot. Oh. Oh, I forgot about that. And now Pretty Deadly coming out with chair. Oh man, multiple chair shots. And Cross hasn't really done much shit either on the main roster since he came back. And that like it's been sad. Oh man, Gallus. I'm sorry, that was Wolfgang. And now here comes Joe Coffey into the steps. Well, I think now you're missing is Mark Coffey. What's good, Steve? What is good? Oh. So Pretty Deadly now with this different of a mean streak to them. Oh, man. Spine buster on the steps. Even though in terms of character-wise, they're Pretty Deadly. Ciampa should be coming back. He does. I think he's still recovering from hip labrum surgery. So he should be coming back sometime soon. So yeah, he should be coming back. So yeah, so he is still dealing with recovering from hip labrum surgery. So before we get into the next match, but right now we're dealing with Apollo Crews in this. And this also stems back from Vengeance Day when Dabakato or his probably his. I would say not the worst. I think one of the worst. I would say I couldn't say worst, but gimmick that just never really for me does sit was Commander Aziz, and yeah, and obviously we saw a bit of a quick heel turn of Dabakato, which was great to see, and go back to what he was before that Commander Aziz bullshit. And yeah, I mean, obviously made a statement with the headbutt. And honestly, like a sit and lead up to a sit up powerbomb at the end, and almost towards the end of Vengeance Day. Okay. So now that, like I said, that leads up to our next match coming up right now is Tony D'Angelo with Channing Stance Lorenzo by his side, taking on Von Wagner. Another guy that I'm actually starting to really getting behind a little bit more is Tony D'Angelo, just because I just liked how he comes, just like the gimmick, the character wise, I'm really digging it. And then we have Von Wagner, who I always meant say that's a bumbling idiot because the dude it's green as goose shit, for lack of a better term. Shout out to Earl for these Earlisms, but I mean, yeah, Earl said, I mean, me and Tyler, when we did a couple streams together with NXT, every time we see him wrestle, like, we just want him off our screen. The dude, it's just cannot wrestle worth a damn. You know, no matter who you pair him up with, you know, that's just how I see it. But regardless, you know, I think Champion should be, like I said, Champion should be on his way back. I mean, looking at jeez, and from what we've been hearing, that Johnny Gargano's kind of banged up after the Elimination Chamber. I mean, rightfully so, because holy crap, I thought, man, they were just beat the hell out of each other in that men's Elimination Chamber match. I thought was actually really fantastic. You know, I really do like Bronson Reed though. I really, and you know, because I thought definitely would see a new champion in the Elimination Chamber. But I think also makes a little bit more sense to I don't know what his contract's looking like. So I don't really think it is. Let me double check on. So he won't be a free agent until 2027. So yeah, so Cole. So he won't be. So by the time. So Cole will be 40 by the time when his contract. Actually, wait a minute. It's 2023. So he's got 4 more year. He'll be 37 by the time on his he'll be 30. What's it? 33? He's 33 now. He'll be almost 38 by the time his contract runs up. No, you're good. I got you. I know exactly where you're going with that for sure. And so does Malachi Black. Actually, Malachi Black actually is. So yeah, so Cole is under contract with AEW till 2027. Same with Malachi Black. Yeah. So I think that's where we stand right now with Adam Cole. And Adam Cole. That's exactly who the hell was it? Actually, who is? Actually, that'd be. Let's see. So the Sportster, they're kind of showing. Actually, when did this article come out? January 17th. So Rachel Edwards, she's going to be a free agent. Brian Keith and the Reality of Wrestling is going to be a free agent. Kyle Raids is a free agent. Jake something, not he. Oh well. Okay. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot more free agents coming. I think it's, like I said, up depending on actually. See, look at the wrestling contract. So I think Bright Case should be okay. So Alexa Bliss. So Rey Mysterio is not going to be free agent until the fall of 2020 of this year. So this upcoming September. Alexa Bliss, the date is right now to be determined. Well, that remains to be seen, though. That's because who knows what. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, what are they? We haven't seen much of Roderick Strong at all from what I've been doing on NXT. And of course, another women's star that I'm kind of not taking too much into, and that's another Aussie. Yeah, Stevie Turner. Not a huge fan of her, but I'll say to the So in terms of the AEW roster, the one I know that's going to be up in the summer, but that's going to be summer of next year, and that's Andrade. So his contract's going to be up in the summer of next year. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly is coming off of neck surgery, so who knows with him? Because Kyle O'Reilly is not a free agent until December of 2026. In terms of New Japan, Tama Tonga, his contract's already up. Same with Switchblade Jay White. And Will Ospreay is going to be his contract. Going to be he's got one more year left on his contracts, so we're going to wait and see how that goes. So Dirty Dangle. Oh wow, that's the one name I want to forget. Yeah. Not like I said, not a huge fan of Stevie Turner. It just comes off as really cringy. And now here comes Bob Wagner making his way to the ring. Yeah, that happens with every promotion, which tends to happen. So now it's all right. We are underway with Tony D'Angelo, the Don of NXT, taking on the bumbling idiot Von Wagner. So nice collar elbow lockup. Oh, into the corner, and Tony D'Angelo with with multiple strikes. Oh, nice back elbow, kind of take the big man off his feet, and another couple body shots by Tony D'Angelo. And here comes the power of Von Wagner into the corner. Puts now a couple shoulder tackles. Oh man, nice back elbow. Oh, now we get some knee strikes. Oh man, Tony D'Angelo with a nice right. Oh, nice jumping knee strike by Von Wagner. And into the corner. Oh man, what a splash by Von Wagner! Kind of. I would say take everything, but kind of. Oh, nice takedown to get the separation. Oh, and a couple rights by Tony D'Angelo, and eats a headbutt by Von Wagner. And Wagner off the ropes, and nice big boot. Gotta take Tony D'Angelo off his feet. So here in this matchup. And obviously both Mr. Stone and Von Wagner kind of just jawing at each other, and that kind of takes the tension off of Tony D'Angelo. Now, obviously, Tony D, eats a knee and takes a clothesline after trying to take advantage of the distraction. Unfortunately, that wasn't really much the case, so... Oh, boy. And some elbows to the face. And a couple of hammer shots to the back. And we got a scoop slam here. And drops the elbow to a cover. 1, 2, no. Just a 2 count. And then now we get the NXT crowd chanting Tony D. And it really seems like no one really gives two obviously two flying fucks about Von Wagner. But I will say, you know, let's just wait and see. Yeah, about fucking, yeah, exactly, about fucking time. Because holy crap. And he actually really was fantastic in the elimination chamber. Not gonna lie though, I thought he actually was really good in that. Oh man! So we still got to get to our main event later on tonight. So Tony D actually getting out of the way now. Try to get some time to just getting all going. Now Tony D getting some momentum going with a couple back elbow strikes. And just honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Stone though. I really don't, man. So, and Tony D, nice. Oh, gonna cover 1, 2, 3. Tony D gets the win. Well, and it's funny too. Not that you mentioned it, Scoobs. It all stemmed to the fact that that failed cashing that really helped out the growth and development of Austin Theory. But yeah, that's the way that I looked at it. So I fucking hope not, because let's be real, Brock Lesnar is fucking lazy as hell, and we saw that at the Elimination Chamber. We saw that with the Elimination Chamber. So now we get a bit of an in-ring interview with Kelly. So now they're kind of talking about his issues with Dijak, who does have his issues with Wesley at the same time. Yeah, you don't see that, and it should stay that way. And I wouldn't be surprised if somehow.
But I decided that I'm going to handle this in the ring. So, Dijak, listen. Me and you, one last time. NXT roadblock in a jailhouse street fight.
Oh, so a jailhouse street fight at NXT roadblock.
Listen, when it's all said and done, I'm going to be putting you in solitary confinement.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. And I think this is before they actually turn into what he is now. I mean, but it took some time, though. That's for sure. But that's going to be interesting, though. But so far, though, Tony T gets the win easy. And now we get seen Nikita Lyons now backstage, obviously coming off her knee surgery. So let's see.
As for that night, I wish I could tell you who it was, but I was clipped from behind. One moment I was walking out, the next I was down. I know there's a lot of suspects, but why is anybody still talking about you?
And now we get Stephanie Stratton, who her voice is like nails on a fucking chalkboard.
You sound real sus right now. Sus? Me sus? Oh, please.
And we got an imposter among us.
With my life, attacking you in the parking lot, ranks at the bottom. Actually,
Oh, come on. USA Network, don't fuck with me right now.
I just had a Tiffany epiphany. What if you vanish from NXT for a full year? Ready? Go. Toodles.
Okay. But now we look to cut to Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile for part of Diamond Mine. Oh, that's. Alright. Alrighty. Alright, so we're cutting. So it obviously does WWE celebrating Black History Month. Alright, so far up to this point in NXT has not been too shabby, I would say, to say the least. But we got like another 30 minutes before we get up out of here. So I think we got 2 more matches to go through. Just in terms of what we have so far on the 2-hour show. Like I said, not a bad slate of matches, but some could have been a lot better than what they were. Like I said, the Ilya Dragunov, Trick Williams, that kind of, I feel like very underperformed in a way, but I thought it was actually still pretty good for what it was. But I think just very for me, I feel like it was very under delivered. That's just how I felt about it. The Tony D Von Wagner match, I really didn't too much care for it. But it's just doesn't really seem much for me. But it is what it is. There's nothing really I can't complain about it. But and then maybe our Premier League, Tottenham and Chelsea played. Jeez, oh that's right. It's almost soccer. Again, it is almost soccer season after all. But and then Jason just so far, like I said, NXT. If I'm going to have to give it a grading so far up to this point, it's like a solid 8.5 out of 10. Because I feel like there are some matches I feel like could have been like I said, it could have been a lot better than what they were giving us. But regardless, the Tony D'Angelo. I mean, Tony. You could put anyone else better than Von Wagner against Tony D, and you can just sell me that match as an own right. Gallus and Malik Blade taking on Malik Blade and Andrew Sanofi. That for me, that sounded like for me that was pretty much a bit of a squash match, but in a way, not a squash match, but it was very physical. I would say for a good portion of it. Chasing the Diet just feel like that's the one I feel like it's just kind of underperformed, but I can't complain. But yeah. Alrighty. Outside of that, though, but it's been kind of fun, though. But shout out to the 4 that's in the chat, though. Shout out to the 3 from the YouTube side of things. It's been kind of fun. Holding down the NXT. Like I said, the only thing we really don't do is Impact, because even though I do have the channel, but it's just like Impact just hasn't really been as good. So we just really don't do that. And same with Rampage, and Rampage has been fucking horrible. It's just been god awful. In terms of just us. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I can't really complain as much. But still, but yeah. Alrighty. I wouldn't say a bad signing, but I think I don't know. Like, that's gonna be like another topic for another day. I would say. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Even though in a way, yes and no. I think the yes part because he has done some very few matches at the same time, but now the fact he might be going to the WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, yeah, it's gonna be let's say interesting, but it's gonna be something to watch, I would say. But that's out of here nor there. Yeah, and then like I said, I won't be available for AEW Dynamite, unfortunately, because of work. But my buddy Tyler will be holding it down with Earl Cole, my boy Earl Cole, and And now we're cut to a backstage, a bit of a backstage to in the medical room with Carmelo, with Trick Williams and was looked like could be the new NXT champion Carmelo Hayes at Stand and Deliver. Now again, Tyler Bate.
My apologies. Trick, I just wanted to say, serious fight that you took to the leader. I appreciate your help. Now I know that dealing with loss, it's always tough, right? But your journey's going to have many peaks, many valleys. And with that said, I want you to keep in mind that good timber doesn't grow with ease. The stronger the store, the stronger the trees. That's a real some stuff down. It's like you 25 or 75 at the same time. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. You know what? Look, man, I got a compliment for you. No, I'll get these out often. You're a strong-minded dude. You know exactly who you are. I know exactly who I am. Because I am him.
You think? I think Roman. I think Cody's going to definitely beat Roman for sure. But I've always said this too. If somehow Roman does not drop the belts to Cody, then you're gonna have to wonder like what the hell was the point of bringing him back for whatever reason. But we'll see come WrestleMania. So now the first participant in the second to last match is Alba Fire. Goddamn. Yeah, I saw that. It's like for someone like I've always wondered. Like, first of all, he's got a part-time schedule, and at some point, he's got to have to drop the belts one way or the other. Because none of us, we're tired of seeing him just having this long ass title reign and stuff like that. But I don't know. Now we got Ivy Nile taking on Alba Fire.
Are those seeds of doubt book been planted in Paxley by Dawn and Fire? I must say, Ivy now is something special. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, Alba Fire.
Isla Dawn, this two together. I mean, that is a deadly combination.
And Knight try to go into a firewoman's carry. Kind of fight. Now, oh, what a slap by Alba Fire. Oh, into the corner goes Alba Fire. Yeah, that's going to really piss it. I would say, as much as I know the company wants it, in reality, I think they're really just going to do that. I mean, if that's going to really be the case, that's going to really piss most people off. Because it's going to really standards like it's time that Roman needs to be done with the belts at this point. And oh, nice face buster by Alba Fire, now kind of stalking like a wild predator. And oh man, kick to a cover, 1, 2, no, kick up by Ivy now at 2 with Isla Dawn is just something else, man. Actually, kind of in a way that I do like how Ivy or Isla Dawn is. He's gonna have to at some point, but it's gonna get to the point where like I don't know, man. So now Nile right now just kind of sorry, that's Alba Fire now right now at control with the hammerlock. And now what a headbutt to the shoulder. And Alba Fire goes into the corner off a nice counter. Oh man. Another nice couple right palm strikes. And now into the ropes goes Nile. Oh, nice insecurity to take, head scissors to send it into the corner. Oh, nice jump strike to the sternum of Fire. A nice Nice. Almost like a scoop slam, but nice counter to almost to a gory bomb. Oh, counter to a sunset flip. 1, 2, no. And now we get the submission. Oh, Passy took the brunt of the distraction. Oh, super kick to the face. Right under the jaw. And Alba fired. Looks like she's going to be ending this very quickly. Okay. And the cover 1, 2, 3. All right. So we got Braun Breaker and unfortunately Jinder Mabal's, as Gully puts it. Ugh. All right, let me write that down on my notes. And it's just weird just how much, I don't know, man. Been crazy, I would say. We'll see. WrestleMania 40 is coming to Philly, so that's gonna, if that is the case, because I'm definitely going to WrestleMania 40 for sure. And that's gonna be fun as hell. It's gonna be a fun night. Because let's be real, I haven't been to a WWE event. It feels like forever. In a way that, oh my goodness. But yeah, it's been kind of fun. Definitely going to be traveling out to Philly for sure for WrestleMania 40 to start off to kick off 2024. And like, to be quite honest though, it's going to be fun. And definitely try to go to more events as well, not just WWE events, but try to go to some AEW events. Which I had unfortunately the days that the last 2 years, I think, couple of years that the AEW has been in Philly. Couldn't do it because at the time I was still in school, and also at the same time. But regardless, it's gonna be interesting. But outside of that, we are going to get to our main event while we're in commercial break, and that is Braun Breaker taking on Jinder Mahal for the NXT Championship, and we know how this is going to end. That is going to be a complete squash match of Jinder Mahal. And to be quite honest, though, man, it is what it is. I can't complain. I really don't. And of course, we get a oat milk commercial. It is what it is, man. Oh boy, been kind of fun though. Oh. Oh boy, been kind of fun though. Like I said, yeah, it's seeming that way. Of how like the way that, even though as much as the NXT crowds kind of turn on, which like you said, Scoobs, it does lead me to believe that he's definitely going to be one of those main roster, be the call up at some point after WrestleMania, which I could definitely see. Now the question is, where are they going to stick him? For me, I think it's going to be I think it might be SmackDown for sure. I think SmackDown might be an option, or like I said, we'll see. Yeah, That is true. That is true. But I think the next guy, I think it can really carry the NXT title. It's definitely Carmelo Hayes, because at some point, I think that's most that we want to see. From Braun Breaker kind of do a transfer to I think Carmelo Hayes after Stand and Deliver in Los Angeles. But before we that, we had to go through Roadblock um, at the same time. Actually, now showing some, like I said, showing some bit of highlights from the. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's going to be interesting to see what SmackDown's going to be looking like this coming Friday night. And Return of the Firefly Funhouse. I'm very surprised they're bringing that segment back. I will admit that. And live in Evansville, Indiana. And obviously cutting to with Kiana James and everything.
That's good. Kiana, I know I wrote, and I've been doing some thinking, and I was wrong about you and the Zach thing. I'm sure you had your reasons, but you could have just told me that Zach was your brother. I didn't tell you because I wanted you to trust me. But look how that turned out. I'm sorry. I want us to get past this and trust each other and defend our tag team titles. Will you accept my apology? We're all human. Of course I accept your apology. Thank you. Jealousy, it's a human emotion. Wait, I'm not jealous.
Oh, here we go.
Brooks and I are spoken for, and you're just having a little trouble. I am happy for you and Brooks. Believe me, I believe you're telling the truth. As long as you believe me, believe you have a brother, I saw him. Believe I have Brooks' best interest at heart.
Okay. We'll see how that turns out. And now we cut to we'll see. Well, I like I said, have not really seen what they're going to do with Stand and Deliver this year. But now we get to see what Wesley has to say. So who's going to be the next challenger for his North American Championship?
And I know that the people of the WWE universe really love this open challenge concept just as much as I do. And I know there's plenty of cats in the back that still want another shot. So next week, I'm gonna do it again, girl. Wait, really? Yeah, I feel like me in the middle of the ring at 8 p.m. seeing who's gonna step up is.
That's good. That's a good point too.
I get it, but this puts you at a disadvantage. Why do you continue to do this? It's just who I am.
I mean, he's a competitor. I mean, what do you? And you gotta love Wesley, man. And that's what that leads us to. So next week, Mako Satomura takes on Zoe Stark next week. And obviously that leads up to the following week, which I'll be back again March 7th for NXT as well. And Carmella Hayes will take on Tyler Bate next week. That's going to be an interesting matchup between those two. So far two good. It looks like it's going to be two good matches on papers. Now we just got to wait to see how the production. Oh, here we go. The main event, ladies and gentlemen. So with Indishare by his side, this is ridiculous. All right. I want to see Braun Breaker kick this guy's ass and be done with it. But now here comes Braun Breaker. Oh, come on, USA Network. Really? You had to do me like that. All right, so Braun Breaker and Jinder Mahal. Let's see how this turns out to be.
Introducing first the challenger, Jinder. He is the NXT champion, Braun Breaker. You talk about the last year or so for Braun Breaker. There is something that Jinder Mahal has said that is true.
All right. Oh boy. Let's just hopefully this match doesn't really be terrible. Because it really looks like on face value looks terrible as all hell, and we are underway. And a nice nice takedown by Jinder. I hate to say that. Man, what a shoulder tackle. Goddamn USA Network. Fuck off. And it just seems like Braun Breaker's not even phased. And another elbow lockup. Obviously now, nice counter. Oh, and Jinder with a couple elbow strikes. Another shoulder tackle to Braun Breaker. Now Jinder Mahal doing his little bit of trash talking. And now Braun Breaker now in control. With nice into a leapfrog counter to a spine buster by Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker almost like to the Steiner recliner, and that's not going to happen. He gets pulled out of Indus and here comes Braun over the top, and down he goes. Knocks out every single member of Indus and Jinder Mahal. And now Indus now getting involved in. Now we got the Creed Brawlers coming. And yeah, they still have issues. And that's going to really take us to a picture-to-picture commercial. Because like I said, before, that both Indus and the Creed Bros still have issues. Have issues with one another. But so far, though, and obviously, nice elbow splash. Shazam. Okay, get a Shazam commercial. Blah, blah, blah. No, I really don't care. Alrighty. A nice wrist lock by Braun until like a hammer lock. So it looks like Braun right now still kind of working that arm, that left arm of Jinder Mahal. Trying to do some joint manipulation, kind of just target one part and even a couple shoulder tackles into the corner. But man, and a nice scoop slam. And now into the cover. 1, 2. Oh, no, just a 1 count. Oh, boy. So now Braun, they could have been, well, let's say one side, but even. But yeah. All right. So right now, it's been a bit of a stalemate so far. Right now, with both men now getting to their feet. Now Braun look like a amateur headlock. Now, so working that on that left arm and the shoulder of Jinder Mahal. Yes, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. All right. And Braun, so right now, kind of still working with that shoulder. And Jinder Mahal tried to scoop slam, but that wasn't. It was countered. And then, oh, nice over the head, belly to belly suplex. Oh, no, just a 1 count. And Jinder Mahal to the outside, and bounces Braun Breaker off the announce table. Oh, another bouncing him off the announce table once again. And Mahal, tosses him into the steel steps. Yeah, the worst WWE champion of all time. I don't care what anybody says. And obviously tosses him back into the steps again. And now, and Mahal now gets Braun Breaker back into the ring and covers 1, 2, no. A nice ground and pound. So right now, unfortunately, I have to say this, but Jinder Mahal is now in control of this matchup. But realistically, we know that Braun Breaker is going to retain one way or the other. And try to block the suplex. And another one. Oh, what a rib shot. And, oh, man, elbow to the back of the neck. And another one. Also rained down. That's 3 total elbows to the back of the neck of Braun Breaker. And I won't be surprised if that's going to really piss him off. And Breaker blocks a suplex by Mahal. And a nice, wow, what strength. A nice counter to a suplex of his own to get that separation off of Jinder Mahal. Obviously, got the entire crowd barking, kind of paying homage to his father Rick. Oh man! And then another right and another rib shot from Jinder. And that really and both are just clobbering each other. Nice German suplex. And another, that's 2. Let's go to
the champion now in cruise control.
And another spine buster.
Just driving the air out of the lungs.
And the straps are coming down. That gives you one signal that it's going to be over.
He's definitely rolling in third, fourth. He's hit that fifth gear a few times tonight. Breaker.
And Breaker to set up for the spear. And Jinder Mahal smartly gets out of the ring. Knew what was going to be coming.
Right out here in front of us. And look at Breaker.
And Breaker
This time to Mahal.
now bounces Jinder off the announce table.
But again, for Jinder Mahal, he's got to get Breaker back in the ring. Title can't change hands. And look, while Breaker's a champion, he doesn't want to count out victory.
Oh, a jumping knee strike. Man, that caught some. Oh, man, that caught him flush. And a cover. 1, 2, no. Oh, man, catches him flush on the ear. Cover. 1, 2, no. And just somehow get the left shoulder up. Goes Braun Breaker. Oh, Jinder, that's not what you want to do. And a couple slaps across the head, and that just pissed off Braun Breaker. And oh man, Breaker eats a boot. And to the second rope goes Jinder Mahal. And Breaker, nice athleticism, and takes him down. And dropped. 1, 2, no. Been very physical. I'm very surprised to say this did not turn into a squash match. Oh, man. Kick to the midsection. And Jinder's going to end it here. Nice counter by Braun. And a spear! That's got to be it. 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker retains. Oh, wow. Just to hit that spear. All right. So, man, now showing some of the replay. That jumping knee strike, though, I thought originally that was good. I thought it was going to be done. And counter into a spear for the 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker retains. See you later, Jinder my balls. I do not care. So thank you, Braun Breaker, for kicking the. And what do we got? Somebody got. Hey. Oh, now Grayson Waller backstage into the production truck. Oh, that's gonna really.
Special episode of the Grayson Waller Effect featuring the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Me and you, face to face. Get out of my way. I'm running.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for NXT. And to be quite honest, that was actually pretty nice. It was pretty good. I will give it, it's due for sure. But in terms of production, wasn't really great in terms of what they had given us. But I will say this, that they'll be as much as the main event. I know I've actually talked to a few people that were not excited that this main event was happening. The main event tonight was actually put together. But I mean, as much as I hate to say it, and I really hate Jinder Mahal with a passion, I thought Jinder Mahal actually looked pretty solid. As for a guy that's been known is known as going to be a career jobber. That's kind of where Jinder Mahal is nowadays in this part of his career. But the fact that he took Braun Breaker to the limit is I had to go give credit where credit is due. That's for sure. But regardless, I thought NXT was good this week. Was it fantastic? Not exactly. Like I said, with how everything has kind of been going on, and Shawn Michaels, like I said, though that's the one thing I have been nitpicking on with NXT has been Shawn Michaels and the fact that he and the creative team has not really done a really good job of putting some, on a good shows on a weekly basis, which kind of really hurts. I would say not just the production value; it does drop the value a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see coming, and we got Roadblock in 2 weeks after that. That's the road to Stand to Deliver, and we'll see what goes on after WrestleMania. Well, that being said, though, appreciate everyone who's joined the show or hopped into the chat. Though, if you guys are new, make sure to hit the like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Definitely ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss any of the new content when I go live. Well, that being said, have a good night, everybody.